It was a bold and daring attack against the CIA and one of the deadliest in the agency's history. The suicide bombing on a U.S. base in Afghanistan that killed 7 CIA officers last week. Now a stunning development. The bomber was a double agent. People actually trusted him. CNN's Chris Lawrence is at the Pentagon with the latest. So, Chris, what can you tell us about the bomber and how he actually got on the base?
A lot. Well, first of all, his name's a mouthful. Humam Khalil Abu-Mulal al-Balawi. He was a Jordanian doctor who the Jordanian authorities picked up more than a year ago on suspicion for certain activities. They investigated him. They didn't find enough to keep him, so they let him go. At that point, he moved to Pakistan, ostensibly to study. And it was at that point, shortly thereafter, that he started sending emails to the Jordanian government, tipping them off to potential plots against both Jordan and targets in the West. Jordan started sharing those emails and that information with their allies. In fact, one former U.S. Intelligence official told us this is a man who was giving very good intelligence about some very high-value targets over a period of time. At one point last week, they finally were able to bring him in to be debriefed in person by some CIA intelligence officers. So they got to Afghanistan. They met him outside this forward operating base, put him in the car without ever searching him, and then they drove him right onto the base themselves. When they got on the base, he was in the middle of his debriefing, and that's when he set off his explosive vest, killing 7 CIA officers, as well as a Jordanian military officer working with them.
Wow. Well, it seems like they disregarded protocol, Chris. I mean, is there any reason that they would not search him?
Well, this was obviously a man who, authorities are telling us they thought he had left his extremist views behind. They thought they had converted him, and they were using him to go after a very high-value target. They were trying to get at Ayman al-Zawahiri, al-Qaeda's #2 man, Osama bin Laden's right-hand man. But he was secretly, not on board with the CIA's plan. I was talking to a former intelligence official who spent 30 years in the intel community who said the problem here is that the CIA officers, these people are dealing with some of the most dangerous and surly people around. That's who they have to deal with to get good intelligence. And he talked about possibly the challenges of establishing trust as one possible way why you would not want to do an invasive search of someone.
This is not a normal job. This is not people who are flipping hamburgers at Wendy's. This is someone trying to convince someone to betray a tribal interest or an interest of a group, and they know that that betrayal could cost them the death of their entire family. There are very, very, very brave Afghanis who have supported and helped the United States government and enabled them to find the people who are killing Americans.
So obviously it doesn't account for this lapse in security that obviously went against the grain. But again, it just shows you that delicate balancing act of both protecting the people on the base and at the same time trying to build trust with these people to bring them in.
Chris Lawrence, thanks.